All right, settle in, folks, because today I want to talk about the biggest magic trick currently being pulled on the American people. And no, I ain't talking about the guys in Vegas with the top hats and the rabbits. I'm talking about the CEOs of the snack food companies. They've become world-class magicians because they've figured out how to make half your food disappear while keeping your money right where it is, in their pockets. It started yesterday. I was sitting here watching the game, and I got a hankering for some potato chips. Abby had just come back from the store with a bag that looked big enough to feed a small army. It was shiny, it was puffed up, and it had a picture of a potato on it that looked like it won a beauty pageant. I grabbed that bag, I gave it a good yank, and poof. A gust of wind hit me in the face, so hard I thought a storm was blowing through the living room. When the dust settled, I looked inside. I didn't see chips, folks. I saw a dark, empty canyon. I looked down, 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 and there, at the very bottom, were about 7 lonely chips huddled together for warmth. I looked at the bag. I looked at the chips. I said, Abby, did you eat half these chips on the way home? She yells back from the kitchen, Ben, I haven't even touched them. That's just how they come now. Now, I ain't a scientist, but I know robbery when I see it. They call it shrinkflation. That's a fancy, corporate word for we're going to lie to your face and hope you're too tired to notice. They think because they kept the bag the same size, we won't realize they've traded the potatoes for nitrogen. I didn't pay $5 for a bag of Georgia air. I paid for chips. If I wanted air, I'd just step out on the porch and breathe for free. So, I did what any reasonable, frustrated man would do. I went to the junk drawer and I got my ruler. I took one of those chips out, carefully, because they're so thin now you can practically see the future through them, and I measured it. 2 inches. 2 inches of potato. Then I measured the bag. 14 inches. That's a ratio of 12 inches of nothing to 2 inches of something. If I built a house with that much empty space, the roof would have been in the basement 40 years ago. But here's the kicker. I don't throw much away. Abby calls me a pack rat. I call myself an archivist. I went into the back of the pantry, behind the emergency flour and the jars of peaches from 2012, and I found it. A bag of chips I'd tucked away and forgotten about. It was from 1995, the year the Braves won the World Series. I brought that old bag out, and I laid it next to this new one. Folks, it was like looking at a heavyweight boxer standing next to a ghost. The old bag was heavy. It felt solid. You shake it, and it sounds like a bucket of gravel. You shake the new one, and it sounds like a single leaf rattling in a trash can. The price on the old bag? 99 cents. The price on the new one? $4.89. And it ain't just the chips. Look at the candy bars. I remember when a chocolate bar was a meal. You could use one as a doorstop in a pinch. Now, they're so thin they don't even melt anymore. They just evaporate. And the cereal boxes? They're getting taller and skinnier every year. Pretty soon, they're going to be two-dimensional. You'll have to look at them sideways just to make sure they're still there. They think we're stupid, folks. They think that if they change the shape of the jar or put a new look, same great taste banner on the top, we won't notice the bottom is curved inward so deep you could hide a golf ball in there. It's a shell game. Only the shells are made of plastic and the P is our hard-earned money. My granddaddy used to say, a deal is a deal when both men can see what's on the table. Well, I can't see what's in the bag anymore. I'm paying for the scenery, not the show. I'm paying for the marketing, the colorful ink, and the CEO's third vacation home, while I'm sitting here with a handful of crumbs and a ruler. I ain't against profit. I like the American way, but I'm against sneakiness. If you're going to raise the price, raise the price. Don't try to sneak out the back door with half my calories while you're telling me how much you value my business. That ain't business. That's a shakedown with a crinkle-cut finish. Abby tells me to let it go. She says, Ben, that's just the way the world is moving. Well, I don't like the direction it's moving in. I don't want to live in a world where I need a magnifying glass to find my lunch and a bank loan to pay for it. So, tell me in the comments, what's the one food item that's shrunk so much it's almost gone? Is it your favorite candy? Your laundry detergent? Or maybe that half-gallon of ice cream that's now just a pint with an ego? Let's talk about it. Let's let him know we're watching. And if you made it this far, hit that thumbs up. It's one of the few things left that hasn't shrunk in size, and it's still free, at least until they figure out how to put a meter on your screen. Y'all take care, and keep your rulers handy. You're going to need them at the checkout.